Attention, Lakers fans. A bombshell has dropped behind the scenes in the NBA. The Lakers have just secured a reinforcement that could completely change our offense or our defense. No one expected this name, but he's coming. I got a behind the scenes. Look, and today I'm going to tell you all about it. So, before the reveal, like and subscribe to the channel because the new addition to our roster is already on the way, and you need to know why. The Los Angeles Lakers enter the new season surrounded by questions, excitement, and pressure. And at the center of it all is a player who has quietly become one of the most important pieces of the roster, Austin Reaves. Once considered just another draft prospect, Reaves now assumes the role of a true difference-maker. After his solid 2023-24 campaign, in which he averaged 16 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 5.5 assists, he's no longer just a nice story. He's a bona fide essential player. Last year, Reaves began the season as D'Angelo Russell's constant partner in the Lakers' backcourt, fitting perfectly alongside the star duo of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. He became the link between LeBron's all-around dominance, AD's strength in the paint, and Russell's outside shooting, constantly adjusting to whatever the game demanded. On defense, he faced challenges far beyond his comfort zone, chasing elite point guards through screens and trying to slow down offensive giants. He wasn't a lockdown defender, but he embraced the fight every night. Then came the twist that could have changed everything, the earth-shattering trade for Luka Doncic. Many in the league believed Reaves would be part of the package heading to Dallas. Speculation was intense, and for a moment, it seemed his time in purple and gold might be over. But Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka made a bold choice. He kept Reaves. That decision has already proven significant. Playing alongside not just one but two of the NBA's most ball-dominant stars, LeBron and Luka, is no easy adjustment. Yet Reaves adapted quickly. He became the guy who could open up the floor for catch-and-shoot three-pointers, cut off the ball to keep defenses honest, and run secondary pick-and-rolls when one of the stars rested. His versatility was a huge asset during the regular season, where he often looked like the perfect complementary piece in this new era of the Lakers. But the playoffs were a different story. Under the spotlight of postseason basketball, his scoring dropped, his shooting efficiency dropped, and his defensive deficiencies were exposed. Teams targeted him relentlessly, especially on pick-and-rolls involving him and Luka. Opponents knew that forcing Reaves into difficult defensive situations could tilt the game in their favor, and sometimes it did. This offseason, the Lakers took action to address this weakness, acquiring Marcus Smart, a former Defensive Player of the Year known for his grit, leadership, and elite scoring ability. Smart's presence changes everything. It creates competition for the final minutes, especially in high-stakes moments where defense is as important as decisive shots. For Reaves, this season is about proving he belongs in those moments. His offense is valuable, but his ability to stay on the court in decisive moments will now depend heavily on his defensive prowess against the league's best guards and small forwards. If he rises to the challenge, he could cement himself as a longtime teammate to Luka, a player who perfectly balances playmaking, scoring, and movement. If not, the Lakers may start looking elsewhere. And in a franchise as aggressive as Los Angeles, patience doesn't last forever. Reaves has the skill, IQ, and determination to rise to this moment. Now it's about execution, consistency, and proving that last year's playoff struggles were just a temporary setback. And while all eyes are on him, Marcus Smart's arrival is more than just a sideline. It's part of a complete Lakers overhaul that could redefine the team's identity this season. The Lakers' offseason began with uncertainty. Frustration, and a touch of disappointment. When Dorian Finney-Smith, a player the front office believed could add defensive toughness and three-point shooting, chose to sign with the Houston Rockets, many fans feared the Lakers might once again enter the season with glaring holes in their roster. But the narrative shifted quickly and dramatically. Rob Pelinka and his staff went to work, reshaping the roster with calculated high-impact moves. First came Jake LaRavia, a young wing with a smooth shooting stroke and underrated size, providing valuable floor spacing for Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Then came the blockbuster addition of DeAndre Ayton, a former #1 overall pick with elite rebounding, rim protection, and offensive touch around the basket. Ayton brought the one thing the Lakers desperately lacked last season, a true starting caliber center who could hold his own against the West's biggest and most skilled big men. And just when the fan base thought the front office was done, Los Angeles made another seismic move, trading for Marcus Smart, the gritty vocal leader and former Defensive Player of the Year who thrives in high-pressure situations. What made the Smart trade even more intriguing was Luka's involvement. Reports suggest Doncic personally pushed for the acquisition, recognizing the need for a defensive tone setter who could also relieve him of some playmaking duties. That insight from Luka shows a growing maturity and leadership edge that Lakers insiders believe could be a turning point in his career, and the league has taken notice. A rival NBA executive told Lakers Nation that these moves elevate Los Angeles into true contender territory. They were the 3rd seed last year without a starting caliber center. Now they have Ayton and Smart. You can never count out LeBron, no matter his age. And Luka looks hungry after his weight loss. That last point has Lakers fans buzzing. A leaner, quicker Luka could be the most dangerous version yet, especially in J.J. Redick's fast-paced, ball-movement-heavy system. Speaking of Redick, the rookie head coach has already locked in his projected starting 5, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton. It's a balanced unit that can score from every spot on the floor while also defending multiple positions. Off the bench, Smart leads a second unit loaded with defensive weapons and shooting: Gabe Vincent, Jake LaRavia, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jackson Hayes. This rotation gives the Lakers something they sorely lacked last season: options. Last year, when injuries or foul trouble struck, the team's depth was exposed. Now, with Smart's leadership, Ayton's size, and LaRavia's shooting, LA has the flexibility to adjust to different matchups without sacrificing key strengths. Luka and LeBron will still carry the bulk of the offensive load, but with Ayton patrolling the paint and Smart hounding opposing guards, the Stars may finally have the support system they need to stay fresh deep into the season. Still, there's an undeniable sense that Pelinka isn't done. Whispers around the league hint at one more big move, a potential front-court upgrade that could send shockwaves through the Western Conference. The talk is that LA might be eyeing a stretch big who can open the floor for Luka and LeBron while also providing rim protection, creating a nightmare scenario for opposing defenses. And in a conference stacked with powerhouse teams like Denver, Phoenix, and Minnesota, that final piece could be the difference between another solid playoff run and raising banner 18. The Lakers have already made bold moves this summer, but in Los Angeles, bold is never enough. It's about going all in, and that's exactly where the story is headed next. For months, league rumors have linked the Los Angeles Lakers to a potential blockbuster deal with the Portland Trail Blazers, a deal that would bring in 2 of basketball's most feared defensive specialists, Robert Williams III and Matisse Thybulle. Together, they represent $87 million in defensive firepower, the kind of duo that could instantly transform the Lakers into a suffocating playoff-ready unit. Williams, when healthy, is one of the NBA's premier rim protectors. His timing, blocking, instincts, and ability to patrol the paint make him a game-changer on defense. But that, when healthy, comes with a big asterisk. Last season, Williams appeared in just 20 games, and in his 7-year career, he has never played more than 61 in a single season. Injuries have been his constant shadow, raising the question of whether he could handle the burden of a deep playoff run. On the perimeter, Thybulle is a threat in his own right. A 2-time all-defensive selection, his height, anticipation, and relentless energy make him one of the league's most influential wing defenders. However, like Williams, he also dealt with a drastically shortened season, appearing in just 15 games last year. The appeal for the Lakers is obvious. Imagine a lineup in which Williams anchors the paint, stymieing drives and forcing opponents to settle for contested shots, while Thibault prowls the three-point line, stealing opportunities and shutting down the league's top scorers. Add that level of defense to a core already featuring Marcus Smart, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, or in this case DeAndre Ayton, and suddenly opponents would have to fight for every shot. But reality has a way of interfering with dreams. According to Dan Woik of The Athletic, a trade for both players is unlikely at this point. Financially, the Lakers are perilously close to the top, meaning any move would have to be perfectly balanced to avoid compromising future flexibility. And beyond salary cap concerns, there's the undeniable risk factor. Both Williams and Thibault have recent injury histories that make a heavy investment in them a risky gamble. For now, the Lakers appear comfortable with their current front court. Ayton will maintain the starting center position, providing the size and rebounding they lacked last year. Behind him, Jared Vanderbilt, Jackson Hayes, and Rui Hachimura will rotate between the small forward and center positions, giving coach J.J. Redick different perspectives depending on the matchup. On paper, it's a group with enough size, athleticism, and versatility to get the job done. But in the brutal Western Conference, good enough often isn't good enough. The fact that Pelinka explored the possibility of adding Williams and Thibault clearly demonstrates his mindset. This is a championship or bust season, and he's prepared to make bold, aggressive moves to ensure the Lakers are postseason ready. If this group stumbles early or looks vulnerable against the elite, you can bet talks with Portland will resurface. And with the trade deadline always looming like a storm cloud over the NBA calendar, the idea of signing that $87 million defensive duo isn't dead. It's just on hold, waiting for the right moment to happen.